Sir, thank you very much for speaking to Republic. You know, this difference of statement that US President Donald Trump on one hand saying that there are true talks, there is going to be a ceasefire, and then Foreign Minister Arakchi just hours later talks to the media and says that they are not the ones demanding for a premature ceasefire, even as Trump goes on to say that Iran is the one begging to make a deal. How do you read this?
Well, I think we can know a few different things quite clearly. One, there is a struggle for leadership at the top in the IRGC, in Iran, and there's most assuredly chaos going on in terms of various factions and forces. And I think part of the narrative control that President Trump exercises with his truth socials and his commentary is that he's constantly probably even feeding into that chaos and this fear within different factions about who's talking to whom and who's engaging with whom. Now, it's clear from the multi-party or multi-nation coalition that is involved in facilitating these talks that the talks are happening. But I think the talks also achieve a few different things. One, they are allowing the United States to buy time as they continue to mass forces in the region for potential operations in Iran or around Iran in the Persian Gulf with Karg Island. There's reports that an additional 10,000 troops might be sent. You have the reports about the deployment of the 82nd Airborne Division. The Marine Expeditionary Force has been heading to the region and likely has arrived. So a lot of these different variables are coming into play. And I think it's quite clear that there are talks going on with different factions within the leadership. There are even reports out of, I think, Pakistan and some of the other countries that are involved in the talks about even specific requests have been made about not targeting certain individuals in the IRGC in ongoing strikes by the Israelis or the Americans going forward, given that those are the counterparties that are actually engaging at this time. So it's clear talks are going on based on many different reports from different parties. And I think we are seeing that on one side, you have the American forces massing in the region with a clear signal about what might be upcoming. Yep. And you have an IRGC that is trying to figure out how they survive and live to either fight another day or live to continue to control Iran. And within that, you have a fractured leadership with most of the top leadership taken out in the first wave of the attacks, and a fractured remaining leadership that is trying to survive. So I think we need to keep all of that close to mind in terms of how we view the ongoing conversations and talks going forward. And I think we need to keep one other fact in mind, which is the president and the Americans are going to have a summit with the Chinese, I think around May 14th. Yeah. And a lot of the thinking that is going on around this conflict will be sending signals to the Chinese in advance of those talks. Yeah. So there's a lot of different messaging coming out of this.
Yeah.
Mr. Yadav,